Welcome to the Ambitious Introvert podcast, created especially for introverts, empaths, and highly sensitive entrepreneurs to help you build, grow, and scale a successful, sustainable business. I'm your host, Emma-Louise Parks, business and mindset coach for ambitious introverts. After 17 years working as an air traffic controller, the ultimate fast-paced, high-stimulus, extrovert-friendly role, my mission now is to show introverts that they too can create big results and success because of who they are, not in spite of it. I focus on introvert-friendly business and marketing strategy to help you switch overwhelm for clarity, confidence, and clients. Hello, my beautiful friends. This is the best part of making this podcast, is that I get to have a chat with my friends across the Atlantic and call it work.
It's amazing. I know. A dream life.
And it's what, 10:09 a.m. there for you?
10 a.m. Not too early.
And it's 5:09 p.m. here, and it's dark and cold and wintry, and you look all summery and beautiful.
I know. We might have clear blue skies and a beautiful day here in Los Angeles. Kind of the usual everyday kind of life.
So tell my listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do, my dear.
Yeah, so my name is Ashley, and I'm a life and business coach for entrepreneurs looking to grow an impactful business without using any of these sleazy strategies that most coaches or many coaches may teach. They are heart-centered entrepreneurs, the ones that I work with, and really want to have a massive impact.
And my introvert audience's heart will be singing at the lack of sleaze, because they do not like sleaze at all.
No, we don't need it, and we are tired of it, and it isn't necessary anymore. Things are changing. People want to connect at the heart. I truly believe that.
I'm going to tell a story of how we got connected. And so I had commented on a post of Shannon Lutz of The Social Bungalow. If anyone's not following Shannon, do, because she is awesome. And she just had a huge launch, and we were celebrating in the post, in the comments. And Shannon and I have an ongoing joke about coffee. So I had said, are you celebrating with a single origin Ethiopian or something? Because everyone was putting champagne emojis like that. And Ashley just put a load of laughing faces at my comment. And then we got into a conversation about that, about the coffee. And then we got into a conversation about green tea. Yeah. And then we ended up in a DM conversation. And then we were voice noting. And then we became friends.
Yes, so magical. That little post about Ethiopian single blend coffee brought it all together. Fellow coffee lovers.
But you know, if you had just appeared in my DMs going, hey girl, love your content, despite not following me and not liking anything, you know, that would never have happened, would it?
Exactly. It was the most beautifully organic connection, because we were connecting on a common thread, something we had in common. There was no sleaze, no intention behind it, except genuine connection.
And I love that you've used the word organic, because I think online it gets a little bit misrepresented, because people think, oh, you've got organic social media and paid social media, and there's nothing wrong with paid or people running ad campaigns at all. But when you say organic, what you're meaning is it naturally evolved. You didn't go out and, you know, spam 1,000 people in a day in the hope that 3 of them might respond.
And for me, really, the intention is just to connect on things that I enjoy. Why not spend my time online talking about things that I love? I don't want it to feel like a job or work, or like I'm really having to push myself outside of this place of comfort with what I know. I just talk about the things that I know and that I enjoy, and I find others that I can relate to.
So how did Instagram really become your place?
Yeah, it's crazy, because I started last August 2019 and was a hot mess. Or sorry, I started in July 2019 of my business account, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had a personal account before where I would share my travels and my hair modeling photos. Side note, I'm a hair model. So that's all I ever did. And there was no rhyme or reason. It was just for fun. And the business account, I had no clue what I was doing. But then I was keen on learning, on figuring this out, because I thought that was a place where I could really connect with people who were like-minded. Because let's be honest, in the real world, it's not as easy to find those who enjoy similar things as you. So I thought, why not tap into this unlimited potential of finding others who resonate with things that I believe in. So I enrolled in an Instagram course 2020, it was in April, and really tried to learn as much as I could about the platform. This was done by a travel blogger, which was totally different from me. I'm an entrepreneur trying to sell services. So I did take a lot of insight from that course. However, it wasn't exactly applicable to what I was doing. So then I took those strategies and kind of put in my own and realized, wow, this can actually work. I can have a great time connecting with people that are super interesting and find new potential clients all on this platform.
And I think that's something that Instagram does really well, because it's a very visual platform. And now with the addition of the stories and the voice notes, you do get a really good feel for someone, and you can kind of tell, like, this is my person. I want to get to know them a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I can tell. I'm very intuitive also, but I can really tell that almost right away, depending on the profile, what they speak about, how they write. I can usually pick up if this is going to be someone that I really feel connected with.
Yeah, I think it's really good for that. It gives you that kind of every sense to be able to get a really great feel of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool. And again, in real life, that just would not happen as often. How are you to know what people are interested in when you just see them face to face?
Yeah, so I don't know how many people, if I were to walk within, well, if we weren't in a COVID lockdown, but if I were to walk within like 2 or 3 miles of my house even and speak to people, how many people would care about Ethiopian single origin coffee?
Exactly.
Probably
Exactly.
not many. But Shannon's in Las Vegas, but it doesn't matter because we've got Instagram.
Exactly. Yes, it's so true.
So what do you work with your clients on in their business?
So usually it's a new entrepreneur, someone who still has a job and they're doing a little side hustle, hoping it to be a full-time hustle, or someone who has just left their job and really wants to figure out this online business thing because they don't want to go back to what they quote a soul-sucking job. That's been said to me many times. So I help those people never have to go back to those soul-sucking jobs that they have left or that they're trying to leave. And we really work on the foundational skills of promoting your business through Instagram, marketing your business by way of Instagram, and growing a business online that you've been seeking.
So we touched a little bit earlier on, the anonymous cold DMs that obviously get sent out to lots of people. Something that happened to me earlier today, and I hadn't seen it for a while actually, is someone had followed me and then they'd liked 5 of my pictures. And I thought, I know what's going to happen when I go into my inbox. And of course, there was a request because they'd replied to one of my stories. So like they're following this formula to try and get visible in front of me and make me go over and look at them and follow them. It just makes me want to do the opposite, to be honest. But what
I
other
had the same thing happen today.
Oh,
same person.
and it's so predictable. Like you see it. And I almost switch off because I'm like, oh, you're not actually interested in me or my account. You're trying to get me to come and follow you. Yeah. So straight away to me, that's if someone had liked one picture or left quite a long comment that was quite authentic, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I've got something in common.
Exactly. Yep. This happened to me also this morning. It happens often. And this morning I was pitched, actually. It was a full-on 4-paragraph pitch of connecting regarding this person's services, and I couldn't even read the message. It was too much. I tuned right out.
I think one of the first one, I'm quite good at ignoring these things now, but when I first came to social media last year, I used to feel like I had to reply to everyone and, really feel, and the same with Facebook DMs, and people would be inviting me to their group and I'd be like, oh, thank you very much. However, and like not realizing that they actually don't care. But one of the ones that I got in Instagram last year was something like, oh, we work with new coaches like you. I get this all the time because I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, I've been coaching for 14 years.
I know they just assume this is
Yeah.
why I'm not into vanity metrics, aka the numbers, because the numbers don't mean anything at all. And it doesn't mean that you are a new coach because you have less than 10,000 followers or however many number. It means nothing. Truly, the numbers mean nothing. And we must look deeper than the surface level of the numbers to really find out about someone.
Yeah, have a small engaged community of 1,000 people and your business will be set.
Yeah.
My coach was telling me a story about some influencer. They weren't in the coaching space, but they've got 1 million followers or something. And they needed people to sign up for, I think it was like t-shirts. They were printing t-shirts or something like that. And they needed something really minimal, like 30 people to sign up and say that they would want one of these to get, the crowdfunding. And they couldn't get it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, out of like 1 million or 1 million plus followers.
Wow. See, exactly. This is such a point that we don't chase these numbers because the numbers mean nothing. They absolutely do not mean paying clients, that a business is successful, that person is rich and you're struggling. Absolutely not. They do not mean anything at all.
And I think this person, from what she said, was very much like an aspirational lifestyle, almost like a blogger. So they're putting out their content about, look at me, I'm doing this, but they're not really creating any kind of community and they're not creating any kind of loyalty within their audience. So they try to sell something for $10. No one's interested.
That is fascinating, but it rings so true. And it proves the point that, so look, someone that has 1 million followers couldn't even sell these low-cost t-shirts.
So something that a lot of my clients and audience say is that they get really fatigued by social media, and I feel that too. We have to be really strategic in balancing our energy with it, but understanding that it's also this amazing free tool for our businesses. So if someone would say to you, Ashley, I really love Instagram. I know what you're saying, but I just don't have hours a day to sit on there and scroll through looking for people that I might have a connection with. What advice would you give them to make the most of whatever time they had?
Well, I will cut out the one word you said, scroll. I do not scroll Instagram. I never scroll.
I don't either.
I don't have the time for that. It takes a lot of energy. I find it very distracting. So what I will say then is, can you be more strategic? So if you first focus simply on your followers, what if you just did that and you literally went to, say, some of your most recent followers, which you can find from your profile, and went and clicked through a few of them and just started to leave some heartfelt comments to them. That's it. If you were interested in what they had to say, that's another thing I like to bring up. If you sit on a post and you find yourself struggling with what to say, you're on the post just staring at it, move on. Don't waste time. Don't waste your energy. It takes a lot already. If you see something like I saw with Emma, a comment that really resonates, then write something. If you feel inspired, take inspired action. Don't be forceful and push yourself to do things, because that will drain all of your energy trying to come up with the wittiest thing to say or the funniest thing, or even some comment that you don't know what to put. Just leave it alone and move on to something else.
A couple of months ago, I had Vix Meldrew on an episode, and she's a personal brand expert and she deals a lot on Instagram. She's got a large following, but she's like totally down to earth and authentic. She's amazing. And that's one of the things that she said, because she's a huge introvert too, is when people comment and put love this or some fire emojis, she almost dies inside because she's like, oh, and now I need to respond to this. And what do I say to that? She said she's almost like, I'd rather you didn't put anything. Like, if you can't think of something to say, just don't say anything to me.
I love that you say that, because many of my clients and even my community, because I tell them to respond to every comment that comes in, they say, but actually, how do I respond to these emojis? My suggestion is usually to ask a question, especially if you've asked a question in your post and the person decides not to read it and writes back emojis. Well, hit them right back with that question that you've asked in the post to kind of show, like, hey, I know that you didn't read this, you left an emoji, so I'm going to ask you that question directly.
I love that. You're calling them out. Like, you will answer my
Yeah.
question. Yeah, and I think that's really important because, like Vix was saying, that you see that if you see a really thought out, engaged comment that's relevant, as an introvert, your energy's like, oh, this is interest. Like my coffee comment. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Oh, I can have a bit of a conversation with this person. But as soon as you see that love it or go girl or emojis, you just like, no, please.
And why not be interested and interesting? Again, not forcing yourself to be interesting, but those things that light you up in your life, find those people, find the people doing the things that light you up and speak to them. You want to feel engaged and lit up in what you're talking about. So take the pressure off yourself to have to connect with those that you don't find there's anything to resonate with. Look for the people that speak to the things that light your soul on fire.
Guys, have you joined the Facebook group yet? If not, head on over there, the Ambitious Introvert Network. The link is in the show notes. And I would love to have you there because I am so passionate about giving you ambitious introverts this space where you can go and be yourself. You can promote your offers. You can share your services. You can share your content. You can intro yourself. You can build relationships with other ambitious introverts, all in this introvert-friendly safe space that I've created, and nothing would make me happier than to have you join. We also have weekly introvert co-working sessions. We do free weekly hot seat group coaching, and you'll find content and video training in there that you can't get anywhere else outside of the group. So head over, join us today, introduce yourself, and become a really active part of the Ambitious Introvert Network. I think that you really have to find the joy in social media when it's for your business. And I think people forget this and they feel like it's a chore, especially, the algorithm changes and they start to get like, oh, I have to post X number of times a day and this content isn't working and this hashtag hasn't worked. And now I've got to do stories and now I've got to do reels. And, what's your advice to those people that feel like it's a full-time job just trying to manage their Instagram? Where should they really put their focus?
Like what you said, fun, have fun. Fun is one of my brand words, and what I hope you feel when you come to my page. I want it to be light and joyful and playful. I want you to feel like you can be the truest version of yourself. So go out there and have fun. Take the pressure off. We are in business for ourselves because this is what we want to do. This is not a job that we've signed up for. This is not a task that a boss has given us saying you must go on Instagram and engage for 3 hours a day. No, this is your business. You get to live it how you want. So if that means spending only a short amount of time on Instagram, but you're focused on having fun and feeling joy and connecting with like-minded people, that is going to be so much more productive than sitting down with a 3 hours on your day to go to Instagram and get to work. The pressure there is too heavy. Keep it light, keep it playful, keep it fun.
And that's how the girl that liked 5 of my pictures and followed me and commented on one story must feel, because she must feel like she's just going through a conveyor belt of accounts that she thinks might want to buy her services and just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
and you will get bored and you will start to resent the platform. Never once have I said anything negative about Instagram, especially lately when so many people are speaking to the algorithm not caring about their posts, or the algorithm screwing everything up, or feeling like Instagram is a job and a chore. I have never once said that, because I go in with the intention every day to spread light, spread love, and to have fun. And every time I go in with those intentions, I have a blast. It's literally like I'm hanging out with my friends, but in the online space.
So just after we connected, I don't know how we got onto the subject, but I know what it was. You said you were from Toronto. I said I had my last branding shoots in Toronto. You looked at the pictures and were like, oh my God, these pictures are amazing. Who's your photographer? I said, Bri Penny. You went and looked at Bri's account and went, oh my God, I want to shoot with her. And I was like, oh, I'm having one in a few weeks. We had this whole conversation. And then like 2 days later, you messaged me and you're like, look, I had a little branding shoot at home at the weekend because you'd been really inspired. So you'd gotten your boyfriend to take these pictures. And first of all, they were awesome. He's an amazing photographer. But secondly, they were fun. They were you in unicorn slippers with coffee, or you like showing off your Instagram account with a fuzzy background. And I think that's such an important thing, is make your profile and your account represent you, and you're much more likely to attract the people that will like you for who you are.
Exactly. Authenticity is my number one core value, and I will show up online exactly as you would see me in person. Quirky, kind of weird, silly, goofy, playful. That's how I will show up online, and that's how you will see me in real life. I don't put on my professional hat and my professional clothing to come online. No, I'm exactly online as I am in person, and that allows it to be so much more relaxed when you can just relax into who you are, especially if you are an introvert. It's like, own that and show up exactly as that. No one is expecting you to be anyone else, and you should never have to put that pressure on yourself to be anyone else, because those who are meant to come into your circle will come into your circle for exactly who you are.
So it's so funny. I voice noted you like 40 minutes before our call, we were confirming the time. And then I said, right, I'm going to go and do a 20-minute meditation, and then I'll send you the link and then I'll be with you. So I sat, you can see on the video just behind me there, a little meditation corner with all the cushions. I did my meditation. And when I finished, I looked at what I was wearing and I looked at where I was sat, and I thought, this is one of my branding photographs.
I love it.
I was wearing the same thing. I got a black top and some grey harem pants. And I sat in the corner with my legs crossed, doing the meditation with those cushions behind me. And it's an actual picture, which is on my Instagram, on my Facebook, probably on my website, everything. And I thought, I can't get much more authentic than this.
Exactly. It's, if you wouldn't normally do it, then why are you doing it for the online world? Why are you pretending? Just do exactly what you do in your life. Bring that to the online space.
And it's the same, I think, with photographs, because like you say, let people see you for who you are. When I had my hair and makeup done, I was like, I don't want a lot of makeup on, or don't put my hair up, because I don't do that. Like that.
That's a very great point. Exactly. If that's not who you would normally be, then all of a sudden for all of your photos, you're a different identity somewhat. That's a little bit confusing.
So how long on average, and this may differ, but do you spend per day on Instagram?
For me, it's roughly 1 hour. So I like to spend about 30 minutes engaging before I post, and then 30 minutes engaging after I post. On the days that I don't post, I spend again roughly 1 hour scattered into, say, 30 minutes and 30 minutes on a day that I don't post. But that's me. And as I always tell people, Instagram does not own you. Your business does not own you. You own your business. You run your business. You're in charge of how you show up on Instagram. I don't have children. I don't have many other responsibilities outside of my business. If you do, that might not work for you. So I don't believe in these cookie cutter prescriptions, so to speak, because what if that doesn't fit your lifestyle? I would rather you do what fits your lifestyle than switch up your lifestyle to fit in Instagram.
100%. And the whole thing of better to do 15 quality minutes of engaging than that hour of like 5 pictures, follow, send an emoji.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? I would love to grant you permission if there's a day, say today, it is a Monday, if you normally post on a Monday and you just don't feel like it, something inside of you feels icky about it, or there's some resistance, I would love to grant you the permission to not do it. Just don't do it for the day. So many people feel that because they've set a schedule or because they have committed to showing up on these days that they must show up on these days. And while yes, I would love for you to be consistent, but what I would love for you more to do is to listen to what's inside of you. And if there's something that's, preventing you from showing up, don't show up that day, and that's okay. Nothing will happen.
Permission from Ashley, and I love it. But I think that actually makes people really relatable. So one of my friends whose business is super successful, she's going through this thing of real talk at the moment. She's like, that's her mantra for her business. She's like, I'm going to be real with people. If I'm putting out a funnel, I'm going to say to them at the start, yeah, I'm going to try and sell you something at the end of this, but if you don't want to, stick around anyway, because I'm going to give you a load of value in between.
I love that.
And sometimes like she's not as visible. She's got a really busy business. She's fully booked with one-on-one. And sometimes she feels she should show up on stories and she doesn't. And when she does, she'll go, I know I haven't been here, but it's just been crazy. And people always reach out and go, oh, thank you. Like, I'm the same. I feel the same. Or, oh, I don't feel so bad now about not posting.
Mm-hmm. Life is life, and enjoy your life. We run a business to enjoy our lives. So if you have something that you need to take care of, which is absolutely more important than showing up online, you go and take care of that. Even if that is yourself and going and having a nap or spending a little bit longer in meditation or in stillness, go and do that, because that's going to be so much more beneficial for your business than pushing through and having that force-filled energy showing up online.
And I posted twice on Instagram today. Some days I don't post at all, and some days I post twice.
I love that. Because it probably felt good. You felt inspired. You wanted to.
I had something to say twice, so I was going to say it.
Yep, exactly.
So before we wrap up, I would love to ask you if you could recommend one book to any of my ambitious introvert, empath, or highly sensitive entrepreneurs that are listening. If they're looking to, whether they're starting or they already have an online business that they're growing, which book would you recommend to them?
So I've just started reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. Not many people have read this yet. I polled my audience, so hopefully most of you listening have not read it yet. And if you have, please reach out to me and let me know your thoughts. I'm quite in the beginning, but it is such a beautiful complement to running an online business because it allows you to find the peace, find the stillness, find the clarity within yourself in what is on the outside and can appear to be quite a crazy, chaotic, distraction-filled world. It's how to reconnect back to yourself and ask yourself those deep questions of like, does this really matter? Do I really care what these people think? Do I really need to be doing this right now? Is it allowing me to find the true peace within that is ultimately what will serve me? So I think this book is a beautiful complement outside of all the business stuff to really connect on the inside.
So this is so weird. I obviously know who Jay Shetty is. I've seen him around. I haven't really delved into him. And this morning, my friend texted me and said, she must have been listening to his podcast or something. She said, Jay Shetty's an introvert. You should get him on your podcast. So I went to look at his account. He's got like 7.6 million followers. Yeah. I mean, he's clearly an ambitious introvert. He may well be listening. Jay, if you are more than welcome. and then you mentioned this book.
Yes, how serendipitous. I love this. He speaks so beautifully, and yes, this book is incredible. I highly suggest it.
Fabulous. I'll put that in the show notes for anyone that wants to check it out. And I'll put all of your contact details in the show notes as well. But where can people connect with you on Instagram?
Yes, come play. I love my little community. It's at ashleys.light. So Ashley with an S, a little period in there, light.
Perfect. Ashley, thank you so much for chatting to me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ambitious Introvert podcast with me, Emma-Louise Parks. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review on iTunes. As a thank you, one lucky reviewer each month will win a 60-minute one-on-one coaching session with me, where you'll get the clarity and confidence to attract your ideal clients. And if you know someone who could benefit from listening to the show, then please do share and help me reach as many fellow ambitious introverts as possible.